guys, welcome to another bullet journal video. The theme this month is gonna be dreams, and you're gonna see me making art out of my comfort zone. And if you're not that into bullet journaling, please stick around, because this is an art video really, not just bullet journaling. I think you might enjoy yourself. So as I said, I made some art out of my comfort zone. I tried new techniques. If you're all to my channel, you know I like to do different stuff all the time. This, for instance, is a bit of paint left over another project, a furniture restoration project. As you know, I also do that kind of stuff. I even have some videos about it, and if you like that stuff, I'll link it on the description. So I painted a few white sheets of paper because I wanted to paint the dark skies at night, and then I'm gonna use that to make some collages. So one of these two sheets of paper that I've painted, I'm gonna paint over with some color pencils. And for that I'll be using these old ones from my daughter's school, because as you're going to see, I'll have to do a lot of sharpening, so I didn't want to use some expensive coloring pencils. You'll see later on this video the amount of sharpening that I had to do. I choose some blues, purples and black, so I could mix up and find a real dark blue, but a rich color, you know, with the mixing of all these tones. These pencils are a bit waxy. I smoothened the painting in the end with a paper, and I end up with this glossy finishing, really beautiful. That doesn't even look like it was painted with colored pencils. So I ended up with two shades of night sky. I've got the black one and I've got the dark blue one. So I cut the pieces of paper to the sizes that I wanted and glued them onto my bullet journal. And you can see there a glimpse of the last month on my bullet journal. If you're interested in seeing all the process of making it, I will leave you the link to that video in the description. Then on the next week, I used the paper I colored with pencils. As you can see, it has that shining finish that I told you about. It's very glossy. Can you see how shiny it looks? Can you tell it was painted with colored pencils? So I kept gluing these pieces of paper all throughout my weeks, and this is going to be the base for my illustrations. And what does it have to do with the theme dreams? Well, I know that it's not only at night that we have dreams. Well, I'm a dreamer. I know we can dream awake. I do that all the time. So I choose this theme for this month because this is my birthday month. And as I'm a dreamer, what better theme for this month? I love dreams. Dreams mean the world to me. So I wanted to do something that had to do with me. But also, if you saw my January and bullet journal set up for this year, well, if you haven't, I'll link it on the description as well. The main theme for the whole year was rebirth. Well, dreams are a constant in my life, so my rebirth is also a little bit based on the dreams. But I came out with a bigger concept, not only my dreams when I'm daydreaming, but also when I'm asleep. And I dream a lot while I'm sleeping. Sometimes I feel like my brain doesn't even get enough rest because of that. And there are all sorts of dreams, you know. There are those crazy dreams that came out of I don't know where. Sometimes we dream about real stuff, and sometimes we have bad dreams, even nightmares. So I did a little research on this subject that you'll see later in this video. because now it's time to tell you that I used my gel pens. I chose black, blue, and purple colors. I have my glittery gel pens and my metallic ones. I used them for my line arts and for some of the drawings as well. For now it's just gonna see me using the black and the silver, but later on I'll use the other colors. I made that simple design with stars, and because all of my illustrations were about the night sky, I drew a lot of stars and shines to fill up my pages. But as I was saying, I made a search about dreams in mythology, and I found out that Morpheus was considered the god of dreams in Greek mythology. So I wrote this text to glue on my bullet journal that tells his story. It's once more the kind of months where I tell a story, like in the Easter months from last year. I think I told you a story, but that time was all in illustrations, and here I wanted to include the text itself because I was wanting to make collage, and I really like this look where the text is glued over the illustration. So I'll be talking to you about this a little bit later. All the sites that I went to make my research will be linked in the description if you want to read more about this theme. So I printed my text and cut it to size. So here goes what I came up with, what I wrote. In Greek mythology, dreams played a very important role as they were considered as a mode of communication between the ethereal and earthly worlds, through which the gods passed message to mortals. Morpheus is considered to be the god of dreams. He was represented with wings. He flew quickly and silently, allowing him to arrive anywhere and at any time. Morpheus has several brothers, among them Phobetor and Phantasus. Phobetor was the bringer of nightmares and had the ability to appear as animals or monsters. Phantasus brought surreal and strange dreams and was capable of appearing as inanimate objects such as stones or wood. In contrast to his two brothers, Morpheus brought messages and prophecies from the gods to mortals through dreams. He particularly appeared to kings and heroes. For example, a hero sleeping in a temple consecrated to a god who later ends up appearing in his dreams, along with some advice or message. Morpheus often assumed the appearance of a human being, especially equal to the loved ones of those visited. Inadvertently, Morpheus revealed some secrets he shouldn't have to mortals through their dreams, and for that he was struck down by Zeus. But every night, Morpheus comes to hug us and make us dream. That's why it is said that sleeping well is being in Morpheus' arms. But more about the theme for these months? Well, I love dreaming, awake or asleep. I visit worlds that exist only in my dreams. Well, at least that's what I think. I've never visited those places in real life. And sometimes I visit the same places over and over in several dreams, which is kind of curious. So dreams have all this mystery around it, and that's a very inspiring and interesting theme for me. And I wanted to make some more illustration, not just a starry night. So this is the sketch for Morpheus holding a lady and giving her a good night's sleep. Well, this first drawing didn't come up as well as I would hope so, especially the face of the lady. As you can see, it's awful, but I'll end up fixing it later on. Then I drew some clouds out of bits of leftover painted paper to glue on the sky. I had these two shades of night sky, as I told you, but I thought I was missing another one, a brighter one, not so dark, because these two were very similar and didn't contrast as much as I would like. So I ended up painting another sheet of paper just with the color pencils. And you see me wearing out the lead of the pencil very quickly, and I had to sharpen them all the time. I'll show you the leftovers of this process later on. I mixed all these colors, these blues and purples and black. So this is what I end up having as a recall of all this process. Then I glued the clouds and the name of the months all through my pages. There you see a bit of text glued already. And I did that because I love how it looks. Just to cut the sentences and glue them over the illustration, I really find it amusing. I used another gel pen, my white one, to write over some bits of black painted paper on my titles. I'll use it later also to make more stars in the skies. And here you can see some other illustrations I made for this theme. It's another illustration technique that I've never used on my bullet journal before, which is printing my sketches onto translucent paper. I want to be able to see through it a bit because I'll be gluing them onto the black paper. I think it makes a nice effect. I decided to tore the paper all around the illustrations. Well, here you see how it's gonna look over the black paper. And I glued them using some washi tape. I just had to choose the right one. I didn't know which one to choose. I had all these options, but I ended up going with the white one with the little stars and moons. Then I went over the drawing again with the color pencils because my printer is not that great and the drawing didn't have the contrast I was hoping for, and this way I think it looks much better. Then again with my white gel pen I made a starry night and I wrote Morpheus, God of Dreams. Then there it is, the other colors of gel pens, and I made the starry night bleeding to the white paper as well, not just staying in the black paper. I did that all over my month to keep it cohesive. And here I'm gluing the other illustration, which is Morpheus holding the lady. The first one was just Morpheus, okay? With another haircut, I know. Maybe it was in another day, you know. His hair looked kind of different. Once more, I did some details with colored pencil to give it some more contrast and definition. And now you can see me doing another technique even. Like I told you in the beginning of this video, I was making art out of my comfort zone. I was trying a lot of new techniques to me, and this one is drawing with the colored pencils on the painted paper. I don't usually do this. Well, maybe except for my mixed media sketchbooks. I don't know if you saw that video where I told you how I made my mixed media sketchbooks based on this technique, which is painting the paper and then drawing over it. And then I have a perfect mixed media base to create. If you want to see that, I'll link that video on the description as well. So the effect that the color pencil makes over the paint is kind of, I was wearing chalk on a blackboard or something. I really like the effect. And here you can see finally the phrase for this month, because I always have a phrase for the month and I haven't told you yet which one is for this month. It had to be about dreams, and I chose If You Can Dream It, You Can Do It by Sherilyn Silverstein, and I love this motivational phrase. Well, I think it's totally right, and even more so if you believe it, you can do it. But dreaming is the first phase of believing it, I guess. Just one more cloud. And here's all my months. The cover page that you just saw me finishing. As you know, my spreads are always very simple. I got a calendar and a payments list with the cover of the months, and then on the weeks I just have space to write each day and a little space for notes as well. That's what I've been doing on my bullet journal lately. There's my payments list to organize my finances for the months, and my calendar. Then I have the first week with the Morpheus that you can lift up and see the clouds underneath. A bit of my text in the starry night. I'm really pleased with it. I hope you like it as well. I just have the days where I write what I have to do in those days and a space for notes. Then the second week, a little bit simpler, with no sketch, but that collage. Well, this kind of starry night just links all the weeks throughout the months. Then another week with a bit more text. Next week in the same style. They're all in the same style, but they're all different as well. As you know, I don't like to repeat myself too much. I have the same style all through the months, but each one is a different collage. And here's the last week with the last bit of text and the final illustration. And I couldn't forget about my themes page. Here it is, my sentence for the months and my little rectangle where I mimic the visual of the whole months. And that's it. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching, and please consider liking it and subscribing to my channel. See you soon, and until the next video, stay safe. Bye bye.